Welcome each and every one of you to our 10th graduation of our Respiratory Therapy program. We're very proud of the program. I did hear one of the guests say this evening it's a small group. It is a small group, and we actually don't accept that many students into the program. So the fact that we have this many graduating is an average number for us. So welcome again. Before we get started, I would like to call John Bowling up for our invitation.
Lord God, we ask for your almighty hand to be upon us. Bless our lives from this day, Lord, with goodness and love. Help us stay true to our dreams, to use our gifts wisely, and to walk into the future with faith, hope, and great love. Amen.
Now what we'll do next is make some introductions so that those who are our guests can kind of realize how this program came together. This program is a collaboration between the University of Rio Grande and Buckeye Hills Career Center. And we actually graduated our first class in 2007. So we've been doing pretty good. And our graduates are very successful. We have a very good pass rate, a national pass rate for their registry and their certification. First introduction is I'd like to introduce Dr. Michelle Johnston, and she is the president of the university and the community college. Also Kent Lewis. Kent Lewis is a superintendent of Buckeye Hills Career Center. Next, we have Dr. Donna Mitchell, who is the Dean of Health and Behavior. We have also Don Armstrong. He's our director of our high school and our. Is Vicki here this evening? Vicki maybe couldn't make it, but Vicki Crabtree is our chair of Allied Health. And then the other introductions I want to mention before I let someone else speak is John Payne, the director of the program. Rose Reardley, she's the director of clinical education. Our core faculty, Linda Joseph and Cheryl Dickens. So now, our first guest speaker, I'd like to introduce Dr. Michelle Johnston.
Well, welcome to Rio Grande, and this is such a season of celebrations for us. There's just a lot going on, and I think this is arguably one of the most exciting and busiest times of our year. It comes with a lot of excitement, but it's also bittersweet for us. Because as we think about our students that are graduating and they'll walk across that stage on Saturday and we'll see really good things happening and be very thankful we were part of what you've done in this last period of your life, but also knowing we won't see you on a daily basis. But we will miss you. Soon to be graduates. We won't call them graduates yet. It's just not official until that happens on Saturday. We don't want it to be yet anyway. We're having trouble separating there. But thank you to the students, to the families, and to the friends for allowing the University of Rio Grande and Rio Grande Community College and Buckeye Hills Career Center to be a part of this journey. That's a lot of trust that you put in us, and we really appreciate that. There are a lot of people in this room, speaking to the graduates for a moment, that have been here, some very visible. Sharon Carmichael mentioned some of those that have been very visible and some behind the scenes, but yes, you have a chair, Vicki Crabtree, a dean, Donna Mitchell, a provost, Richard Sachs. You have staff, and one of our vice presidents is here actually taking photos tonight. There's just a lot of people here that are behind you. Our Board of Trustees members, not sure if we have any that are in the room yet, but they may slip in while you're while we're having this event tonight. And our partners at Buckeye Hills, Sharon Carmichael, Don Armstrong, Kent Lewis. These are just important players, and there are many, many more that aren't named to help us be here and to do what we do to help you and to be a part of this program. So I just wanted to recognize those people. I'm going to keep my comments very brief because the main attraction is definitely these students. But a few years ago, I shared this. We had a pinning ceremony last night for our radiology students, and I shared this with them, and I just thought it was something very interesting about kind of advice, what kind of advice that we get. You know, and it's these times, graduations and marriages and some of these ceremonies where advice is pretty free-flowing, right? We get a lot of it, and some of us want to give a lot of it. A few years ago, Mark Andreessen, he was the founder of Netscape, and a few years ago he gave a commencement address, and he criticized some comments that we hear a lot as advice when people are going to a next stage. And he criticized those comments like, do what you love, follow your passions. And he was really critical of that. And in fact, you know, those are things that I really like that advice. I've given it a lot too. But he said that he considered that really dangerous and destructive career advice. I thought those were pretty strong words. But what he wanted to replace it with, I think, are really powerful words too. He said, do what contributes. And, you know, when you think about that, of focusing on the beneficial value of helping others, that really is pretty powerful. You know, that I really think of us marrying maybe those two ideas of following your passions and then doing what contributes to others. Maybe that's a route we could follow. You guys have chosen a field that is about others. It's about serving the needs of others. So it is very others focused. But maybe we can marry those two ideas and think about focusing your passion and following a passion, but latching that on to something that contributes to others and kind of bringing those ideas together. Please know that you are forever Rio. I hope we have a special place in your heart. I know that a lot of the faculty that you worked with and individuals in the clinical setting are alums of this program. I hope that you can hold that proud and that you'll always keep us in your heart because you are forever Rio and you're our mark on the world and to others. It's really all that matters is what we're doing to help beyond this campus. This is a really beautiful campus. I know some of you come to the campus regularly and some of you may not come very often, but I hope as you came onto the campus and maybe as you leave, you'll look at the beauty of it. I think it's one of those things that gives us a good setting to study in and something we're really proud of in this area. I hope you are too. So I invite you to come back regularly, come back often. This is your university, this is your college. You are always welcome here. As graduates, as citizens, as people who are now part of the extended Rio family. So please come back often. I will pass this on now only to say that I look forward to seeing you guys on Saturday. I hope all of you will be walking on Saturday and I'll get to see you come across the stage. It'll be a very special moment for me and I'm just so proud of what you've done. Congratulations. Thank you so much.
Now we'll hear from our student speaker, Elizabeth Hours.
All right, I don't have a mic and I thought I was going to, so bear with me if I'm not very loud. I would like to thank our friends and family for being here tonight and for the constant love, support, and encouragement you have shown us over these last 2 years. We've all been challenged in some way and have overcome numerous adversities. Without the constant support of everyone in this room, none of this would be possible. I would also like to take this time to thank my own family, particularly my parents, for making this opportunity possible, and for raising me to believe that with God's help, nothing is impossible. C.S. Lewis once said, "Isn't it funny how day to day nothing changes, but when you look back, everything is different?" I want everyone to reflect on all that has led to this moment. Think about the misfortunes and trials, the long nights studying, the clinical and classroom experiences, all of the stress, the effort of every single individual being recognized tonight, and most importantly, the growth. The summation of events is right here, right now, at this pinning ceremony. As we watch our journey come to an end tonight, another door awaits us. When opened, this door holds many opportunities, chances, and challenges. The time has come that we can finally apply all the information, knowledge, and wisdom we have gained. Nevertheless, the road to success isn't paved perfectly. We will all face many obstacles, but despite them, don't forget to hold on to your integrity. The true integrity of a man is not defined by what he does in front of a crowd, but instead what he does when no one else is watching. The famous philosopher Confucius once said, "Our greatest glory is not in never failing, but in rising every time we fall." Be resilient in life and reap the rewards that you have sown. I wish you all the very best luck in everything you do. Congratulations.
The remainder of our guest speakers, our special guests, I'd like to call John Payne up, the program director. We have a special award presentation. John, I'd like you to make that announcement, and welcome our guests.
All right. We have every year, since the program's inception, Olser Medical Center has issued a award to the student or soon-to-be graduate, with the highest grade point average. And here to represent Olser Medical Center with the award this year is Dory Nelson.
I had the privilege of seeing these students come to clinicals most every week, and you can see a big change in them from the first day they come to clinicals to the last day they come to clinicals. The first day they seem to follow people around, and they don't know where to go, and they're a little anxious and nervous. The last day, they're on their own. They just go and they do what they need to do because that's what they're going to be doing soon. I've been a respiratory therapist for 33 years, and I can still remember my first day of clinicals. I can still remember my graduation day. 2 years I thought would never, ever end. But once it ended, I thought, where did it go? This award goes to, like John said, the highest GPA for the class. This student, from what I understand, started out being a teacher, and evidently she just didn't care about kids and wanted to and wanted to take care of sick kids. I don't know. Maybe it's just something different. I'd like to present this award to Caitlin Spratt.
No speech?
That's not true. What they just said at all, but thank you.
So, not only do they hate kids, but I know Darlene that by now they're pretty good at telling people where to go themselves. Just kidding, it's a pretty good group. It's been a remarkable growth. This day, when we're giving finals on this day to the people that are still in class, and we kind of sit around and reflect a little bit on, okay, do you remember when such and such first came into the program? Do you remember when we interviewed them and what they were like and all that? And as I was discussing with these guys, a couple of them at the expo, it's just remarkable to see that growth and maturity, growth in knowledge. And I asked them then, I said, think of what you knew then about this field and what you know now about this field, and the amount of pride that you have in that, and the amount of pride that these guys have when they go to another clinical site. Not only do the clinical sites tell us how good our students are, these guys go to other clinical sites, and guess what happens? Other schools have students there too. What do they tell them? they tell the other students to go with the Rio students because they know what they're doing, they'll be with you. And that makes them all proud, it makes us. So good job. And now, as Elizabeth said very quietly, there is another door. So you got to get ready to push yourself through that door. So without further delay, we'll present some certificates. I'm going to ask Ms. Riri, the Director of Clinical Education, to come out and help me out, as well as Mr. Armstrong here from Buckeye Hill. All right. First on the list will be John Bowen. Now, John, if you'll go around back and stand. Next is Andrew Brown. And Olivia Glassberg.
Right. All this time.
And next is Bethany Lytle. And Brittany Nelson. Elizabeth Howard.
Congratulations.
Chelsea Preston. And Kaylin Stratton. graduating class.
Just a quick comment. Respiratory therapy, I have a lot of respect for because it's more of a calling than it is a glamorous thing to get into. I know that we have quite a few more nurses than people that want to get into respiratory therapy, because then all of a sudden they start talking about suction, they talk about mucus, and they talk about breathing. But just a comment that I heard just about an hour ago, an hour or two ago. One of my secretaries, his grandson was born with cystic fibrosis. And so as far as she goes, you guys are the heroes, and people like you are the heroes of those kind of people. So I just think this is a great group, and let's give them another hand.
You're going to make the closing remarks for us.
For the families of these students, you know they're out and about a lot, well, that's kind of my fault. But I would like to take some of the credit for everything they've learned in the last 2 years. I not only do the clinicals, but I also do a lot of their labs. I do a lot of their hands-on teaching. So I'd like to take a little bit of credit for what they've learned in the last 2 years. And just a little bit, without our clinical instructors, we couldn't give them the opportunity that they have. And I would like to recognize Jim McManus as one of our clinical and just, our students have over 1,000 hours worth of clinical experience in the 2 years that they are with us. Not to say that that's an easy job for their PCE, but that's beside the point. But I do want to say, I've been out there with them in a lot of their clinical sites. It's not I'm just sitting behind the desk and telling them where to go. I'm out there with them. And I've seen them grow in the last 2 years. So, we're very proud of them. So I think you guys all be proud on what they have accomplished in the last 2 years. And I'd like to thank all the families for putting up with them, putting up with us, and to join us for refreshments in the back. So thank you very much for coming.